And a good Monday morning to you. I'm Craig Melvin in for Jose Diaz-Balart. Developing this morning on the rundown, a trial nearly 2 years in the making, now underway. Accused Boston Marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev faces some 30 charges, including use of a weapon of mass destruction and bombing of a public place. The attack itself killed 3 people and injured more than 250. An MIT campus officer was also killed during the failed getaway. Today, the painstaking process of picking a jury begins as the prosecution and defense try to cut the pool of more than 3,000 prospective jurors down to just 12. But remember, this is not about whether Tsarnaev is guilty. If convicted, that same jury will decide if he should be given the death penalty. Potentially the first Massachusetts execution in nearly 70 years. NBC's Ron Mott has been following the story from the beginning. He's in Boston for us this morning. First of all, Ron, walk us through how this process should play out, sir.
Hey there, Craig. Good morning to you. This is day one of what's expected to be a months-long trial. We could see this trial stretch into the summer months, maybe into June even. This is the process, though, that a lot of people see as the most important process of a jury trial, and that is selecting the jury. As you mentioned, they're looking for 12 jurors plus 6 alternates. As you mentioned, some 3,000 people got summons to come down to the courthouse here for potential seating on this jury. And the way it's going to work, as we understand, about half of those folks, half of those 3,000, will eventually make their way to the courthouse this week. They're going to do them in 6 batches starting today. There are 2 sessions today, 2 tomorrow, and then 2 on Wednesday. 200 to 250 folks in each of those groups, and they'll fill out a questionnaire. And essentially what the court is looking for ultimately here, Craig, is what they call a death-qualified jury. And as that was explained to Pete Williams, NBC's Pete Williams, by a legal expert, the court wants to find people who are not universally opposed to the death penalty. Those folks would probably be eliminated right away, as well as folks who believe that if Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is ultimately found guilty, that he should automatically receive the death penalty for his alleged role in this crime nearly 2 years ago. They will be eliminated. They want folks who can keep an open mind, listen to the evidence presented at trial, and then if he is convicted, there is a sentencing session that goes along as well with that, Craig.
Ron, as I understand it, the federal courthouse roughly 2 miles from where the actual bombing happened. How difficult is it going to be to even find jurors that don't have strong feelings about this case?
Well, the defense will tell you that they won't find a fair and impartial jury here in the Boston area. There was an 11th hour appeal last week, Craig, where the defense tried to get this trial moved out of Boston, as well as another delay. This trial has already been delayed 2 months or so. It was supposed to start back in November. The federal appeals court on Saturday said that this trial should start today, that it would be a major inconvenience to the residents who received those summons to have to then delay their work plans to come down here for jury service. Ultimately, though, they want to find 18 people, 12 to sit on this jury and 6 as alternates, who can listen to the evidence presented at trial. This case has been covered thoroughly around the country, so a lot of people know about it. What they want to find is people who can keep an open mind, Craig.
Ron Mott for us this morning in Boston, where, again, jury selection is underway. Ron, we will come back to you a little bit later in the rundown.